New at 10, harnessing the wind to keep Minnesota communities afloat. With the soaring cost of energy, efforts to mine other sources of power are attracting renewed interest. And Steve Shaw traveled to southwest Minnesota, where wind power is the watchword.
Behind California and Texas, did you know Minnesota is the third largest wind power producer in the entire United States?
This little wind farm right here does about 3,000 homes a year.
Just from the wind?
Just from the wind.
Dan Juhl erected his first wind turbine in Woodstock 30 years ago. Today, his family has 17 of these mammoth machines producing energy, with another 16 on the way.
Wind energy is the fastest growing energy resource on the planet.
Juhl right now is working with several local farmers who are erecting wind turbines on their land and are making it a cash crop.
Most of the wind farms that have been built to date are owned by foreign multinational companies. And the way that we develop wind farms is we get the communities, the local owners involved in the ownership of the projects, and creates rural economic development and long-term revenue streams for our community.
Critics say trying to harness the wind is not cost-effective. Tell that to farmer Roger Koss, who erected 2 wind turbines on his farm 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's profitable. It's been paying its way, and leaving a little bit extra. I hope in 10 years are paid for, then I would look for the profit.
The sky's the limit. We need energy bad in this country. We need sustainable energy, and wind power has got all the potential to supply a large amount of that energy.
The U.S. Department of Energy has called for 20% of our energy to come from wind power by the year 2030. Right now, that number's not even 1%. In rural southwestern Minnesota, Steve Shaw, 5 Eyewitness News.
And as Steve just mentioned, wind turbines also generate their fair share of controversy that includes whether or not they're cost effective. This is one wind turbine that's owned by Carleton College in Northfield. The school tells us that it makes roughly $230,000 a year by selling the electricity to Xcel Energy. But on average, it can take owners 6 to 20 years to recoup the initial money invested into a wind turbine before making a profit.
Well,